Don't go in, buddy. Be free! Nothing to see here. That sounds good, right? Launch control. What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this POV review by Autobahn. My name is Max, and today you join me on a lovely day with a lovely car. This is a BMW M2 G87, so the latest version with a manual gearbox, and it has had some modifications done by us. As you might know, we have a performance parts shop, autotopnl.shop. If you are interested, go check it out. It's mainly BMW parts, but we are also a Grabación and even Turi dealer, and we have our own brand called Evolution M, which is a brand specifically aimed at BMWs. Since we own an M340i, an M3 manual G80, an M4 F82, we can develop these parts, test them ourselves at the Autobahn, you know, high speed, high temperatures, and yeah, we really like to do that. So we don't really do a lot of customer cars, but sometimes we do, and this is one of those. This is from a customer in Belgium, and we have made some modifications, and I'm going to show them to you now because this really improves the car. It is a world of difference because we have fitted this car with our OPF delete mid-pipe with OPF connector, so you can just connect the hose. You can either install a live OPF deleter, which is not the best solution. Sometimes you still get engine warning lights and stuff like that. But this has had a femto ECU unlock, which means that we can tune it with MHD. So this car now has a stock ECU flash, so it's stock power. However, we have removed the limiter, and you can do some more customization with MHD. You could also flash it to a stage 1, which is not the case with this car, but you could do it. I wouldn't recommend going any further than stage 1 because the clutch would not be too happy, and the wear would be more heavy with a stage 1 tune, of course. But this is a really nice package now. So I'm going to show you around it quickly. We've covered the M2 in general a lot before. I'm just going to take it for a drive quickly towards the Autobahn for an Autobahn blast. So let's have a look at the spec in black. I like it. I think, you know, it's not the most handsome car. I do quite like the front end with those aggressive squared off bumper parts. I think in black it looks the best of all the colors. I really think, you know, it kind of works in this color because it's a little bit less, I don't know, it's a little bit less distracting with all the weird black parts that you get. Let me know what you think. We've got 19-inch wheels at the front, 20s at the rear. Behind that we've got regular M compound steel brakes. Carbon ceramics are not available on the M2, which I think is a mistake. It's a shame. 275 tires at the front, carbon fiber roof, 285 tires at the rear. Rear end, not my favorite, although I do quite like that this particular car has the chrome or stainless exhaust tips, because I don't think I've ever seen an M2 in the wild with stainless tips. They always have the black tips. I quite like this. I think it looks a little bit more classic. The rear lights are a big no-no for me. Weird design, little boot spoiler there. I do quite like these flared arches. It's kind of, I don't know, E30 M3, reminiscent of that design with that like super wide rear end. That is quite a good idea. And the whole like square boxy thing, I do like that design, but I think they made a couple of weird choices that don't really work. Anyway, not important. Most important thing, we've got the S58 inline 6 twin turbocharged engine, stock software, 460 horsepower, 550 newton meters of torque, which is plenty. It's more than enough. You can have a little fun with it if you want. It will go sideways really nicely, but it's not so much that you're constantly fighting the wheel and fighting the power or feathering the throttle. So you can actually use it. You can use, well, most of it on the road, especially on a beautiful day like this. So I think, you know, power to weight ratio is pretty good. It does like high 8s, low 9s, 100 to 200, which is also fine. So yeah, really nothing to complain with stock power. If you want more power, since you know you have the ECU unlocked in this case, you can also use MHD to go stage 1 with the stock clutch. If you want more power, I would recommend changing the clutch like we did on our M3. Don't go in. Don't go in, buddy. Be free. Anyway, let's hop in, because as I said, we've got a lovely manual. Oh, it's probably, well, it's not probably, it is the last BMW M with a manual gearbox, which is a shame. So, I don't want voice command. Okay, so M2, start it up. Now, OPF delete. So this car has stock downpipes, just the middle part of the exhaust between the downpipe and the back box has been changed. So that means that you still have the control of the valves. I can close it. You have perfectly, you know, normal, acceptable sound. Might be a little bit louder than stock, but it's not that much. It's more like a more full-bodied sound. And then open it up, and it is much louder. I'm not going to rev it too hard because we've got some sheepies over here, but I'll let you guys hear it in the tunnel. So M2 is everything in Sport Plus, DSC off. All right, so let you guys hear it over here. Windows down. You can hear the burbles. It's so much better than stock. The G80s stock, they don't sound particularly bad. It's just it doesn't really sound like a very sporty car. It sounds pretty muted, and that is of course down to those OPFs, and we don't want that. So getting rid of it makes the car sound like it was actually intended, because you keep the stock downpipes, you keep the back box, you just remove the OPF, and then you've got a good sound. Oh, I mean, that sounds good, right? it sounds like a proper car, and inside as well, it's no longer, you know, fake sound dominant in here. It's not just the fake sound that you hear with a little bit of exhaust rasp added to it. This is like exhaust sound, which is great, and it sounds good. I like this sound. I think it's a nice straight six, little bit of body like dark down low, and it changes the further you go up the rev range. I like it. Now with MHD you can also change the cold start, for instance, so if you don't want that you can get rid of that. If you do downpipes you can also add that to the flash. You can do anything basically, well, not anything, you can do a lot, you can customize this a lot. So traction control MDM, that means that we have launch control. And you should be able to do 0 to 100 in 4.1, I believe, with the manual gearbox, but that is very difficult to actually achieve. Okay, so let me go back to normal mode. So this is the mode that you would drive every day in. The valve does open at a certain point. Oh, tunnel. Noise. So back to regular mode. If you keep it under a certain throttle position, it's very, very quiet. Right? Nothing to see here. Nothing obnoxious going on, or no rattles or resonance or whatever. It just sounds pretty much stock, which is great. And then you open it up. That's great. I love this. Mid-pipes are, I think, are my favorite modification because they're not that expensive, relatively speaking, and it's a pretty easy, straightforward modification, but you gain so much. So I've got my speedo cam mounted on the indicator, so you know, might be using it a little bit less than usual, but I didn't have any other mounting options today, so I'm happy that I found something that works at least. Okay, so we've got a bit of space here. Let's go. Full throttle, second gear. As I said, I did a high 8, 100 to 200. Perfect. Manual gearbox, don't really care about that. I just want to have the best driving experience possible. But you need proper sound for that, right? And also, you need a manual. This car changes completely with the manual gearbox. I really believe that. That's also why we bought our M3 manual. So much better. It's a completely different car. So top speed normally limited at 250, optionally I think 280, 290 maybe. It does 290 on the speedo. Now though it's completely gone. However, it is a Friday and it's quite busy, so I did do 295 earlier. But I don't know, if you have enough space, I think it will do 300 kilometers an hour on the speedo at least. And the speedo is pretty accurate, so you might actually be doing close to 300 GPS. But it's a lovely car, and even though I wasn't really sold the first time I drove the M2, because I feel like it's very, very similar to an M4, I do get the appeal of having a little bit of a smaller, more nimble car. And it does work with a manual especially. I think it's a cool car. going to need a little bit of luck here today, because, yeah, you know. The manual itself, even though it's a little bit rubbery, it's not the tightest, most accurate and precise gearbox. It is a good shift, and it's very suitable. It's a nice combination between having, you know, an M car and also a car that you can daily drive, and is not, you know, it's an easy shift. It's a good easy shift. Thank you, that's very kind of you. It's a quick car as well. I mean, this is, it's nice. It's just a really nice amount of power. You can run through those gears and use that power, as I said, on the road every day. Okay, so we've got a corner going up here towards the final straight. So now, of course, top speed wise, the manual gearbox cars are limited by their gearing. So you've got 6 gears, and if you run out of gears, then that's it. The ZF 8-speed automatics, no, never going to happen. The ZF 8-speed automatics have a higher top speed generally when you unlock them. For instance, our M3 G80 top speed is like 318 on the speedo, something like that, 320, and an automatic can do 340 if it has enough power. Okay, so if you want to watch this thing do 295, click in the top right corner, because it's just a little bit too busy right now. Yeah, I'm not going to make that before the border. So that's it. Fun is over. Massive thanks to the customer to let us have a go and to trust us with their car. And I really believe that this improves the car by so much. It's very nice. Make sure you check out the products if you're interested. You know, MHD, XHP for the gearbox if you've got an automatic, the mid-pipe, stuff like that. It's all on the website. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. You can subscribe by clicking the big button in the middle. Check out this video, this playlist. I'll see you at the next one. Bye.